Makarapa? Well, the story goes something like this. Alfred Beloy, a Johannesburg local, was attending a football game in the late 70s. Being poor, he had tickets to the cheap seats, meaning he was in the firing line of the fans throwing bottles at the players. He decided he would borrow a hard hat from a nearby construction site for protection. Being a creative chap, he decorated his hat in his team colors. It wasn't long before his new invention was noticed by other fans and the Makarapa was born. A Makarapa is a must-have soccer fan supporters gear. Fans spend hours to decorate the Makarapas in the colors and emblems of their favorite teams or country. They're often decorated with giant glasses or shields with their team slogans. Which brings me to this. The world's largest Makarapa, not one, but two. These two Makarapa structures were unveiled by First National Bank at their head office in Johannesburg earlier this year. The actual hard hats are 11 meters high, perched on top of 20-meter high metal sphere frames. That's massive. Okay, so Vicky, why?
Well, we're a big South African bank. This is a big South African headquarters. Makarapas are a big South African football icon, so it seemed like a natural kind of extension to say big bank, big building, big icon, big Makarapa.
I love it, we're going big. So how has your staff and the public reacted to these big structures?
Well, I must say, it took quite a while to install them, and that's the thing about big projects. So no one had a clue what was going on, but as it all started to piece together, a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, I mean, people were absolutely fascinated. You know, they all, a little Makarapa weighs like 55 grams or something, but if you look at these, they weigh about 2 tons each, etc. So to try and think about that before you actually see it is quite difficult to imagine. So as people saw this evolving, etc., they were getting more and more excited. And when it emerged that these were Makarapas, it was almost like, woohoo, as opposed to some Eurocentric type imagery.
How much material did you guys use and so on?
Well, in fact, they're like 30 meters tall in total, so they're like 3-4 stories high. It was an engineering feat, a design and engineering feat of note. Also they're built on load-bearing pillars because the weight of our piazza would not be able to take them directly. It would crash through to our 4th floor parking. So it was a very carefully planned and plotted. There's like 100 liters of paint. There's like 500 meters of sheet metal.
So you guys have used a lot of material to build this, a lot of hard work has gone into it. What happens after the World Cup?
When the World Cup's gone, the World Cup's gone. But what we potentially will do, the sphere structures that sit under the Makarapas, we are contemplating turning those into art installations to commemorate the World Cup.
I think these Makarapas are beautiful, but don't take my word for it. Let's go ask the city. Can you tell us what you think about these two big structures in your building?
They remind me about the real South Africa.
I think it's great.
They look great.
They look great.
They look fantastic.
What do they do to our city?
It's making the city look more African, and that's what we want.
It just makes it look much beautiful than ever.
Easy now, fella. If you attend more soccer games, I'm sure you'll turn out to be as big as him.